Welcome back to the Orangetown Schoolhouse, where we have 0 students. Where I wonder if the teacher is doing other work since there's no students. I imagine that's how it should work. Anyways, hello and welcome back. My name is Bluebelly. This is the Bluebelly Gaming channel. We are on Orangetown. We're using the Red Ketchup Mod. If you're not familiar with it, it's a great expansion to the game. It's a mod pack that I think is potentially the best because it expands some of the core mechanics of the game, but it doesn't get super overwhelming. Like if you've ever played the Mega Mod, that's one that I find to be overwhelming. So anyways, our story here has been actually the story of this specific save has been pretty successful, if I'm honest. We but if you watch the previous 2 series, we had one that was a technical problem and another one that was just a bad player problem. So here we are playing now. With Red Ketchup, we've got this interesting red, like, it kind of looks like, you know, the needles from pine needles or something like that. But the idea of the texture is that I wanted it to be tropical, but we did not get that to pan out. So we have a forest node up here. We've got our downtown area. We're getting kind of an industrial thing going here because we have this mine that's almost done. Then we're going to get the charcoal kiln going, and we're going to get the foundry going so we can have a nice little circle of industrial production. We're going to need a lot of iron moving forward. One thing I was talking about last time, it's worth repeating, is that the difference between the iron tool 100 use and the steel tool is 200 use, and the only thing that separates those two is coal. So part of what we might be grabbing out of this hillside here is coal. As a matter of fact, we don't have extra workers, so I can't do that yet, but I might get somebody mining over here. Are we ready for these? Let's go ahead and unlock the charcoal kiln next. Charcoal is helpful because it increases the value of your firewood. Even if you don't use it in an industrial capacity, it helps. If you are new to my channel and you don't know about this mod, I'm gathering a few things that are unique to Red Ketchup. That are these fallen logs. Are dead wood is what he calls them, and so that serves as firewood, which is a great addition. And I'm also using the flower collect to get, see these over here, it looks like flowers, but it's actually flax, as in the things you spin into linen, and the white ones are cotton, which I don't know about the reality of wild cotton. I don't even know if that's a thing. But in the game, it is a lovely, lovely resource that we need lots of. So, until we get seeds for cotton or flax seeds, or until we get some sheep in here for wool, we're going to be relying on gathering those fibers alongside the legend of Maynardo. Maynardo is our hunter. I mean, just look at this. This was kind of an off year for him. He had 600 venison meat. But that first year, if you guys didn't watch the first episode, definitely go watch it because I've never seen somebody put in that much work. They switched Maynardo over to being a gatherer. Oh my gosh. I really wish we had granular control over that, because I would definitely switch him back. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, why are you personifying this guy so much? But it's just the thing. He just was incredible that first season. Hmm. Leather. Do we have? We don't have enough flax or cotton to spin more, do we? And I don't. We have 41 clothes, so I think what I might do is just use that worker for some other things until we get some of this flax and cotton gathered up. Because if we use the leather, it'll be, oh, that's oats. It'll be out of ratio, so I don't want to do that. Let's get that stone. Here's some iron ore. Maybe it's probably time to go ahead and grab that. I'm acting like I have, dozens of gathering workers, and I have 2. Arguably 3, because there's a student now. So yeah, the teacher is no longer doing those things. Should I put somebody in the kiln? I guess I will. So that's gonna turn firewood into charcoal, and it can almost double it. There's the potential to double it. At minimum, it's gonna turn it into 1.5x. So it's totally worth your time doing that. If you're wondering why I'm continuing to gather food when we have almost 4,000 food and only 16 people, it's just habit. It's just what happens when you play too many hours of this game. So we're moving along well here. I hope everyone is enjoying the series. I appreciate the folks that leave comments about that. I'm not fishing for compliments. It's more like a feedback thing for me. Like if people are like, "This is boring, I don't want to watch it again," then it's nice to have those signals. But equally refreshing, enjoyable to hear when people say, "Oh yeah, this is good. It's a good series." I am hoping. I keep putting off the computer upgrade that I have told you about a few times now. Keep putting it off because I use my computer for real life, real work situations, and I don't want to take it out of commission if I do something wrong with the upgrade. I know some of you tech folks will appreciate that sentiment. So I'm going to wait until I get to a time that's a little less hectic. And we'll try the upgrade then. The issue is that I'm going to use about 75, probably 60% of the same parts. I'm just changing the key elements. But once I tear it apart, if the new one doesn't post properly, we're going to be out of luck. You know what I mean? Alright, do we want to go foundry or trading post? I see equal reason for both. I would say because the main thing we're going to do for the trading post is get seeds for farming. And I don't think our population is there yet. Oh, good. Got a little family here. I think I'll go ahead and do one more house. I guess we went with the mint green last time. That's kind of unlike me, but there we go. We'll go ahead and get that other house going. And maybe once that house is built, we'll have enough charcoal to start the foundry. Excuse me. Truthfully, the charcoal is probably going to people's homes. So this is kind of an interesting phase in the game. For those of you that have played this, you know what I mean. There's not quite as much to manage because I only have less than 20 people. There's a really intense time at the very start that the build order matters, and that sort of thing. And then it gets more intense when you have a bigger population because you're watching out for uh, supply chain issues. But there's this spot here, kind of somewhere in the middle. I don't think we have any more iron, so let's switch back to making iron. But there's a spot here in the middle where it's not quite as intense because I'm just waiting. I mean, I guess the margins are slimmer, if that makes sense. Like, if I look up here at my stats, my key stats, tools are great, clothes are great, so that's really helpful. Wood, we'd like that to be higher. We'd really like our fuel to be maxed out right now. And iron is 0, so that's going to be a problem for making more tools, which is why, I marked for gathering. So we are showing 72 charcoal and 4 coal that we're getting out of here. Seems like people are burning some of it, so the sooner I can get a nice batch of iron and start making the steel tools, the better. That'll really, if we can get like a good steady steel tool, not that, steel tool setup or rotation going now, that will really put our settlement on good footing moving forward. I see some dead wood over there. I guess we can grab the stone that's here. And if you're wondering why I don't just do this to get the flax, it's because I don't want to gather all those flowers, like the actual literal flowers. Like, these are flowers. And they kind of serve a purpose. There are some things you can make with this pack using the flowers, namely perfume. And I think there might be something you can make with the apothecary using flowers. So, I don't want to use it unnecessarily, I guess. I don't want to get rid of the flowers. Plus, they take up room in storage, and they can be kind of annoying in that regard. So, why are we not building this house? I mean, we don't have enough logs for it, because we're using logs to make firewood, and then we're turning the firewood into charcoal. So, I mean, I know that, but I marked a bunch of trees to get chopped down, so we should be getting more logs in. At some point, they're going to have to prioritize building. Oh, nice. Maybe when we get to like 25 or 30 iron, then I'll switch over. Make some steel tools. I feel like you have to say steel tools like tough. Make some steel tools. It kind of irritates me that they're heating the homes with coal when we have charcoal to use. Oh, they're on firewood still. Okay, maybe it's just the one guy that's on coal. Alright. Oh, there we go. Got our iron done. Let's switch over to steel. Steel tool. Look at all this coal sitting right here. You know why that's happening? We don't have enough laborers. That's what the laborers do. They go around and shepherd, for lack of a better word, the manufactured goods to the places where they need to go. That's something that the marketplace helps with also. Because they'll go and gather stuff that needs to be gathered. Alright, we're probably... Well, we don't have an extra worker, but we're probably close to being able to spin more... Okay, so we have 17 flax here, and we have 13 here. What's that, 30? So that would be 2 batches of linen we would make with that. We also have 4 fur now, which is a couple coats. So, not too worried. Not worried at all. We have almost 1,000 venison alone. That's crazy. How many steel tools have we made? 8 already? Let's go. That's pretty good. And we'll gather up that food that I can see there. Just a little bit here. Probably some down here. Nope. Yeah, they are. Some little shroomies in here. Under the trees. Okay. So, charcoal's done. We're up to steel. Let's go ahead and open the foundry. And after the foundry, I guess we build seed and stock. We don't really have anything to trade yet, which is what's a little bit silly, but part of what I want to get the foundry going is it will be more efficient in producing metal compared to doing it at the blacksmith. So we can have the foundry making iron, we can have the blacksmith making tools. And we'll switch the mine back and forth between coal and iron ore to keep the cycle moving. This is irritating me that they didn't build this house. They're not even like trying. It's like it's broken or something. Because that was oh, maybe that's the problem because I marked these first. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's basically like a family worth, because there's a 12-year-old. Yeah, there's one family worth. They could do the 12 and the 22, the 12 and the 13, or the 12 and the 15, but... Oh wow, we're up to 4 students. That's good. That'll be really helpful when those guys all get to be old enough. That's really good. All the more reason to have that other house done so we can get another generation going. I've had that happen in the past where I've played and had basically like the older folks from the original settlement started dying off and I didn't really have sufficient replacement. So that can happen. Pigs and duckies. Potential food if we had enough hunters. That's another thing. 3,400 is good amount of food right now, but we're gonna need probably to put more people in the gatherer and hunter buildings eventually. I don't know what the math is, like how they calculate what these are gonna bring in, but this is one person last season in a decent year. Oh, just cleared my data, but it was over 1,000 because it was just over 1,000, which is great. Okay, so do we have iron ore? We have 6 there. Not much. Let's go ahead and shut this guy down for right now. cleared. Let's get those trees, those trees, those trees. This one does not want to get God. Maybe that's it. Maybe it. Nope, that's the little guy. Oh, it's already marked. Oh, I was like, how do we get another laborer? But it's because I took our blacksmith out. Get that little stone there. I don't really know. About, like, I don't want to get a quarry yet, you know, or a stone mine yet. It's too early for that. But maybe when we start getting a little more labor in, that would make sense. Alright. Time to quit fiddling around and just let them work. I'm giving them too many instructions for the number of people we have. So it doesn't really work. I think with all this coal, we're going to go ahead and switch this guy over to iron ore so that once the foundry is built, well, actually, before the foundry can be built, we're going to need 4 more iron. Alright, we got another worker back. So let's go ahead and make these last iron. There's 6 iron ore. Really, that's going to be 3. We need a couple more. Well, we'll get them out of here. I don't know how long it'll take, but we'll get them out of there. What a great game. You know, all the years I've been playing this, and it's still really fun to me. Oh, there we go. We got our house. Nice. See? We got another family here. So that'll get us a child soon. Maynardo live by himself. Okay, so 15, 17. Okay, 2 more girls there. That's really good. We needed that. So Ladarian the blacksmith needs a partner. There's a 7 and a 6 there. Oh wow. They just had their second jailer. Jailer. Yeah, it'd be jailer. Jailer, Raimi, Amy, and Rutherin. Terench and Elizabeth. Dale, Cheyenne, Cornelius, Eugenieve, and Len. Lenarine, Rank. Oh, we did those. Kel, Adelicia, DeMarcel, Beverland, and the legend himself, Maynardo. Now the question is, where do we build more housing? Part of me is inclined to go with just a second row here, but I do like being able to access them. So another part of me is thinking, like, let's just go right here, just Main Street. We can leave this open for an orange field because, I mean, Orange Town, we have to have an orange field. I might even, when we're like rich, like late game rich, I might just request orange seeds. Requesting the orange seeds. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put this on steel tools. I know they're not going to make any right away because they're going to be out of iron, but they might make a few. But we have coal stored up. Look at all that charcoal. My goodness. That's perfect. Here's a question. Do I go ahead and mark this to be built? Or do I wait? Do I play the long, patient game? I know some of you are begging me to be more patient. Sometimes I can't help myself. I just get excited. I want to advance. You know what I'm really bad at? I've been saying this for a long time, but I'm really bad at the decorative element of this game. For those of you that don't know, because you maybe only watch me play this, there's a ton of decoration stuff you can do. You can build fences and all this cool, crazy stuff where you can really make it look like a proper village. Do I do that? Of course not. Could I do it? Potentially. Okay. That is something we can sell. Gold. Well, I don't know about gold, but we definitely have some silver. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. I think for right now we're going to use this to make iron. This guy needs the iron, so we'll do this. We'll do it. We're doing it. I'm doing it. Okay. A little bit of wood, a little bit of stone, getting more iron. We have that extra laborer now, so all this stuff that was laying out here has gotten moved. You love to see it, you know? You just really love to see it. It's tucked in here. Look at this little industrial area. Pretty much done. We're going to put a lumber mill here so we can make the firewood here, and we'll make the lumber over at the other one. But then we'll have the whole thing all in this little area. The whole cycle will be chop up the wood, turn it into charcoal, and use the charcoal to make ore over here. Or we use the coal from the mine, iron ore goes there. It's all self-contained. Everything happens here, it comes out as a tool, which is great. We need that. So the fuel is at its max, tools are at their max, clothes will be, let's go ahead and have them, since we got an extra worker, let's go ahead and have them spin the flax into linen. And once we get some linen, we'll combine that with the leather to make some hide coats. This right here is alarming. When we started this episode, we were at 3,400 food. Our population has only grown by 4, maybe, and we lost 1,000 of our food surplus. So I don't understand the math on that. I think every person eats 100 a year, right? Isn't it something like that? So if we have, let's just round up and say 20 for easy math, that'd be 2,000 a year. So you're telling me we only produced 1,000 food last year? I find that hard to believe. But the hunter had a down season, and the gatherer had a down season. This is yet another reason why it's good to diversify. So probably in the next episode we will work on adding some fishing and maybe put another person in the gatherer's hut so that goes up. But thanks everybody for checking out the episode. It was a lot of fun having you. See you in the next one. Bye for now.